Hello, hello, everyone. Great to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank everyone for being here. What an exciting time right now. We are excited that basketball season is right around the corner. Our young ladies are working hard. We're very excited about this season. And I would like to start off by answering questions, and I appreciate everyone for being here.
Coach, going into year two in the Big 12, obviously an opportunity for you to rebuild and make a splash. Is there any advantage, obviously, makeup of the team, so is there any advantage to kind of, I don't want to say being overlooked, but after last year, the opportunity to improve? Are you kind of under the radar right now, would you say?
Yes, I think, as you mentioned, our second year in the Big 12, there's an opportunity now that we have experience in the Big 12, right? Experience is the best teacher. So there's an opportunity for us. We know where we were picked, right? That's a motivation. And there's an opportunity for our players to go out and prove themselves. And I tell you what, we're very excited about this team and our makeup and where we are versus a year ago.
Coach, so this is your second year in the Big 12, but what are some of the things that you have worked on so far for the team to get you prepared for the upcoming season?
Well, to me, the Big 12, in my opinion, is the toughest conference in women's basketball. So I reference that every day. You better be ready to play night in and night out in our league. I mean, we have four teams that are in the top 25. Also, too, I remind our players, and one thing you're going to see in the Big 12, you're going to see tough man-to-man defense. You're going to see our state play some zone, box and one. You throw different junk defenses from different coaches. So you got to be prepared. There could be one possession that causes you a game. And so we re-emphasize that, that we got to pay attention in the details, and the Big 12 makes the big difference.
Coach, how important is chemistry when it comes to, especially with the transfer portal era and having to bring in different players, it seems like every year? How important is that to build that chemistry and bond with everyone?
It's very important. The difference with us is last year we had one bullet. Let's just be completely honest. That was Caitlin Peterson, who led the Big 12 in scoring. This year we have a lot of bullets to reload with. And so chemistry is very important. And we've done a lot of things off the court for chemistry and team bonding. We've done over 17 different events since the season ended, just to build that chemistry with the freshman class, the transfer portal that we have. You have to get to know each other before you can make any pass or set any screen. You gotta know each other and believe in each other. And so that's been a very, very key focus of me and my team. Oh, there you go. How you doing? Good. Well, she's practicing well, and she hasn't skipped a beat from last year. The difference is now, okay, she has other people to play with. You know, Hannah Gustis is a transfer who's from Oklahoma State, and she averaged 14 points in the Big 12 last season. And so now she has another weapon in Hannah. We have a freshman, Emily, who is one of the top guards in the country in high school being recruited. That's shown very, very promising to be an elite player here. So I think Caitlin is definitely going to be the player she was, but now she has help. And she's right now adjusting to that in the assists and in the chemistry and, understanding that it's going to take more than one to win in the Big 12. Well, we walk in the airport. We make the all-conference team there. I can tell you, with size, people look at us and go, wow. But Arek is 6'8", Hannah's 6'5", a Dane is at least 6'4". So it helps us. In the Big 12, the one thing it's known for, if you look at traditionally, Brittany Griner, big guard, Kalani Brown, those post players are big post players. And so, having bigs, true bigs in the league is going to help us. So we're excited about that and adding more depth in the post. So great question.
Coach, you're about to enter a non-conference
Yep. Well, we know we were intentional about that, okay? Because when you look at it, we travel over 3 time zones, okay? And so one of the non-conference teams that we selected was to go play UNLV out west, so our players can get used to that time zone. You're going to get beat up in the Big 12, so you're going to get the being competitive night in and night out, and you're going to get the games you need to prepare you for the NCAA tournament in our non-conference. So we wanted to go out and put UNLV or a West Coast team intentionally on our schedule to get our young ladies used to the Colorados, the Arizona States, and those type teams. So that's why we did that.
Just mentioned those teams in the Pac-12. What do they bring to the league, and how do you see kind of maybe how you guys are going to have to maybe adjust to some of the things they're doing?
Well, Utah, Colorado, and Arizona were all NCAA teams. So 3 out of your 4 teams are elite teams. Arizona was just in the national championship games a few years ago. Utah, a year ago, was 1 game away from a Final Four. I mean, great teams by veterans coaches. And so we know that that's going to add a lot. Okay, you lose Texas, you lose Oklahoma, but you bring in 4 big dogs as well. So our players got to be ready for that.
Coach, you gave a lot of court time last year to freshman Todd and Brody. How has that helped influence their development going into year number 2, and what can we see out of it?
Yes, so Shaw and Kai played in over 28 games last season. So right now they're out and they're showing great leadership, and we got them great experience as you mentioned. I mean, they were 2 of our top rebounders from last season, and so we're expecting them to come in and pick up right from there. The one thing that a Shaw has added to her game is her ball handling. We knew she could rebound last season, and we're challenging her. Be tough. You got to play through some. It's different being injured and being hurt. Okay, she's learning that. Coach, I may just be a little injured. I mean, a little hurt right now, and I got to play through that. So that is the biggest challenge for her. At one point last season, when she was set out for a few games because of an injury, she was leading the nation among freshmen in rebounding, okay? And now she's added her ball handling to that. I expect her to be one of the more improved players in our league this season, as long as she continues to get better in practice, which she has so far. She's in one of our starting lineup right now. As long as she continues to work like that, I see her being able to play also the 3 and the 4.
Do we see other true people from this true freshman class get court time like Todd and did last year?
Well, this freshman class, please watch out for Emily. She's a local Central Point High School guard who's about close to 6 foot. We're teaching her defense. She loves offense. We're teaching a little bit. Her and Coach Carey going at it with defense right now, but she can go get a basket. I'm excited about her. As long as we can teach her this intensity, this level, and playing in the Big 12, and that's up and down. And she's going to be good. So she's a freshman that I'm looking forward to seeing. I think Iraq, as you mentioned, who's a 6'8" post player. We just got to get her stronger, but she has great hands. She's soft touch around the basket, runs the floor well. So we're excited about them. Mahogany is another freshman who is from Portland. Mahogany is a glue player. I'm telling you, we can put her in and out in different positions, and she's a player that plays tough and goes hard. So we're looking forward to those guys.
So kind of like a Maya Burns type, you would say?
No, not quite. She doesn't have the offensive skills yet as Maya did. But what I will say is I expect her to get there. I expect her to get there. We're going to move her out at some point. Not this season, but at some point in the future we will. But she's just a hard worker. She gets it. She's a great chemistry off the court leader as well. And we're excited about her.
Coach, you mentioned earlier getting bigger in the front court. I think we talked about needing that when we were leaving the American Day.
Yeah.
was known for defense. You're keeping that culture, I assume, with your newbies. How do you
Yes.
describe what that is, what that identity is, and how you're keeping it around?
Well, we're going to be known as a gritty team defensively, okay? Defense wins championship. But the difference is we have more offensive weapons that we had since I've been here. And so the first thing we do, we're going to commit. We commit defensively on that side of the ball in practice. So our players are going to be gritty, grindy, rebounding defensive team that's going to transition in offense. That's number one for us. But it feels good to have the Big 12 leading scorer back, 14 points a game coming in with Hannah Augustus and a good freshman as Emily coming. So we're excited about that. I slept a little better this season. How about that off season? The bags are not quite as big, are they? Yes. Well, we talk about our theme is one team, one heartbeat, right? And I think the fans should be excited how we play when it comes to playing together as a team, and that is on the defensive side of the ball. And we understand that if you have one team that has one heartbeat, you have an opportunity to beat many teams. And that's what our goal is this season. So I'm excited about that and excited about the fans seeing that. And just a great group of young ladies that are all committed to the community as well. We've done, you mentioned earlier about just team chemistry and how we've done a great job of being in the community and those kind of things. And we're hoping that we're able to draw fans in return to games in that way.
Was there something that take away from last year that maybe you, the first year in the Big 12, you thought, okay, we've got to look at things a little differently maybe, and we talked about this team and
Yes.
whatnot. What were some of those takeaways, I guess?
One of the takeaways we have from last year, and I mentioned it earlier, is that you have to play every possession if it's your last. We lost 5 games last season, guys, by one possession. One possession. You think about that, 5 games by one possession. That's a 17-game season, winning season in the Big 12. And you're finishing in the top 6 in an NCAA team possibly. And so that's been very our focus this season is finish the deal. If you have an opportunity to finish a layup, you do it. You step up, you make free throws. Those little things could be the difference in a win for us. And that's been the biggest takeaway from this team. If you could do that with as restricted as we were on the offensive side of the ball, now that we have the pieces we have, we got a chance to be pretty good. So we're excited about it, but that's a big takeaway is finish the deal.
What's the difference
Yeah.
between the program that you saw when you first came in here versus the program you're looking at right now? Because you certainly had like a task for you to build when you first came in.
So one of the biggest difference that I saw when I first got here is we're able to build. So when I first got here, there were just a few players left that didn't have a lot of experience, right? So, and we were recruiting for the American. Now I'm able to pick up the phone and talk to players and talk about playing in a Power 4 conference. And so recruiting has elevated. Another bigger difference is I've seen the commitment from our administration and from UCF in being a Power 4 program and the support that we have, and that's big as you're making this transition. So I would say those are 2 big things that I've seen in my 3 years here.
One of those younger incumbent players was Layla Jewett. I know you and I both saw her be a
Yes.
quiet soul when you arrived. Now she's a leader. Kind of walk us through her evolution under you there, what you expect of her.
Layla averaged 8 points for us last year. So that is good to have that. That's good in the Big 12 to have a player returning that averaged 8 points. We're hoping to relieve her of a lot of stress at the point guard position. So we're looking to play her a little more this season off the ball with the option of moving her to the point. So I don't think she will have as much stress on her as she's had in the past.
Coach, you talk about the importance of defensive grit
Yes.
but she showed her two-way capability last season, racking up 59 steals. How important is it that she's setting that tone while staying scoring catalyst?
Our leading two players that in practice has been Caitlin and Hannah Gustus. Every day, Caitlin, she doesn't take a day off. Last week, she was sick. I'm talking about dog sick. I thought she should have taken practice off, and she didn't. She came in and said, Coach, you know what? I'm going to get through it, and I'm going to practice, and I'm going to work hard. And that shows. And as you mentioned, being a two-way player. And the biggest thing that I love about Caitlin is Caitlin came to us from Indiana, averaging 4 points a game, to leading the Big 12 in scoring. That shows her commitment to the game. It shows, as transfers, you need to watch what program you go to, right? If there's a coach that fits your style of play. If I'm looking and I'm a transfer out there, I look at UCF women's basketball and look what Caitlin Peterson has done. Caitlin Clark, I definitely want too. Now, I would not turn that down. How about that? I would not turn her down. But we have a Caitlin too, what Caitlin Peterson has done, okay? 20 points in the Big 12, and that says a lot. So I really look at that.
You opened the season with 6 straight home games. What are you looking to build from those games?
We're looking at chemistry. You'll see different times, different matchups in those 6 games, right? To see who gels better together. And we're hoping around, December 21st is our home opener here in the Big 12 with TCU. So we're hoping by then to have it down packed and those kind of things. But you'll look at different lineups. You're going to look at different defensive strategies. We look to press more this season. Last year we were in a half court man. We're looking to also to show different defensive schemes and those kind of things. So I would look for that in the first six games.
Coach, you just mentioned Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
Last season, there seemed to be, and not just because of her, but there seemed to be a lot more invested interest in women's basketball as a whole. What have you seen from the sport, how it's grown over the last, maybe 4 or 5 years, and how exciting that is, moving forward?
I tell you, for women's basketball right now, it is so exciting to be a part of this game, right? We're at the highest point of the game. We had more viewership for women's basketball Final Four than men's basketball. And the WNBA and where it is. I'm so excited for all the women that are in the W. I am very excited, and I appreciate the way that Caitlin Clark carried herself. I think she has a lot of pressure on her, and she's handled that with grace, and she's helped elevate our game. So I appreciate what she's done, but I definitely think that the W has been here even before Caitlin, right? And I'm happy that the rest of the world is catching up with us, okay? But I am so happy with the way that Caitlin is carrying herself and what she's done for this game as well.
Coach, no matter the sport, some coaches want their teams to take on the personality of the head coach. Do you see this team trying to do that?
Well, you know what? You're looking at a ruthless personality with a big, bright, red smile. I tell you, yes, I want my team to do that. My players, I will say, have so far taken on my personality. You don't take days off. You pay attention to the details. You represent, toughness, attention to details, and hard work. Those 3 things will win your games. And my players have taken on that with being humble at the same time and being a part of your community and giving back and playing hard. So I'm excited about the fact that they've taken on a little bit of my personality. It's taken a while, right, to build your culture. That takes time for everyone to buy in, learn people's personalities, right, and not do so much judgmental. And I think my team has done that, and they want their work, right, to be left on the court. Yes. I'm sorry.
Coach, between Layla and Caitlin and then the 3 transfers coming, you have a lot of experience
Yes.
this year. How much is that an asset, but how much do you kind of have to sort through that when it comes to getting?
Right now I don't have to sort through it. It's been a pleasant surprise because the cream they're rising to the top. And those three names that you mentioned are practicing well so far. And along with freshmen that we have with Emily, who's doing well. In Iraq, I had a ankle injury, but she's back now. And I expect big things from her. Just her size is different. Okay, 6'8" is going to help us out a lot in the post. Lee at Kansas, as we talked about post players earlier, is one of the best in the country, preseason player of the year. Okay, and that's somebody that Hannah and Iraq are going to have to face as a big. So I'm excited about him. Yes, sir.
Coach, I remember when you were first hired, I think one of your relatives I was talking with him along the lines of what this gentleman said about your style of play.
Yes.
He said when you were at Arkansas that you were known as the Magic Johnson of women's basketball. Would you elaborate on that?
Well, first of all, I appreciate that compliment. Lunch is on me, okay? And I'm the youngest of 8, so which one of my siblings, Lord have mercy, did you talk to? Depends on. It's probably one of my sisters. My sisters are always around. But you know what? Yes, I would say this. The thing I love about Magic Johnson is he could play 1 through 4, all positions. And he was always, when Kareem went out, you remember he played 1 through 5, tipped the ball and played point guard, right? And I consider myself that type of person and former player. Like, I was just reliable. Whatever position you needed me at, I played. And I hope that that's translated into my career and my players. Just be ready because you never know when your name is going to be called upon. So glad you remember that. Different hairstyle, same smile.
Coach, you have 5 international players on this roster. Considering the history of American women's basketball players going overseas to play, what does it mean to you to kind of see some of these international players coming here to play?
I think anytime you can get players across the world to play together, that's always a good thing. So we embrace our international players. They've been tremendous for building our culture, and they've been hardworking players, and we're excited to have them on this team.
Lucy has kind of an interesting story where she came to
Yeah.
UCF, wanted to come here, ended up at Bryant, now she's here. Can you talk a little bit about her?
Woo, Lucy is growing to be one of my favorites. She is a hard worker. I mean, she brings it every day. She is a high GPA student. She leads by example. And I really like having her, okay? And she's learning. She's never played point at this level, and we're putting a lot of pressure on her. And she's finding a way to be productive in her time and that we're giving her in practice. But I'm glad you mentioned her. I really like Lucy, and we are excited to have her as a new addition to this team.
You brought in Patterson joined your coaching staff. What can you kind of tell us about her, where she goes?
Yeah, so Coach Patterson is a 9-year head coach at SEMO, right? And she was OVC Coach of the Year in her 9 years at SEMO. One season, she led her team to an NCAA tournament. The thing that I like about Coach Patterson is I respect a lot of mid-major programs. I think that you really have to work at a high level. Okay, in the mid-major, you have to build it. You don't have the resources. And for her to sustain and do what she did at SEMO, she brings a lot of experience. She's been part of a national championship, so she knows what it feels to take to cut down nets. She's been in the Big 12 as an assistant coach previously, so she knows the Big 12. So we're excited to have her. And she coaches the guards and kind of coordinating and helps a lot with our recruiting, along with Mike Carey, who's a previous West Virginia head coach. We have 2 former head coaches on our staff. I like that. So I know if I'm gone, I have people who can take over and really run practice and have Big 12 experience. Walter Pitts is another assistant coach. He played at Alabama, played in the SEC, and has coached at every level from Virginia to Georgetown, and was a former SEC guard at Alabama. So we like his experience, and he works with the guards and high in recruiting as well.
How have you settled in here over the course of the years? Because now you've kind of been here
I love Orlando and I love UCF. So I'm settled. I'm all moved into my home, and everything has been really great. And this is, to me, one of the best seasons that I feel. I should say more comfortable this season than I felt in a long time because we all are settled, right? We have good chemistry. We've really been intentional about team chemistry in the off season. And so I feel like the kids are getting there. There's always work, and there's always going to be problems, but I feel like the players are getting there. I feel settled now, my second year in the Big 12 as a head coach, and we're excited. We feel like we have more bullets to be able to come out in the war with. And the Big 12 is going to be a fight every night, and we're excited about what we can bring.
You get a 10-day break before the High Point game, right before TCU. What's that game going to mean to get you guys ready for the Big 12?
Well, we're going to do a lot of fine tuning in that right after High Point to get ready for TCU. TCU is going to be, they're in top 4 in our league. They have one of the most highly decorated players in the country in Haley Van Lith. So it's going to be an exciting game. Our players are ready, excited about it already. They have that day circled, and that's fine. I'm sure TCU does as well. And but we're going to do a lot of fine tuning. We're going to scrimmage against our men's practice teams and just figure out where we are. How do we get better before facing a great opponent like TCU? Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And our young ladies are excited and free to talk and speak with each and every last one of you guys. Thank you. Have a great day. Thanks. Thank you.